In this video, we're going to cover the ultimate guide to creating a hiring system for your law firm. One of the biggest challenges that my clients share with me is bad hires. Hiring somebody only to find out that they're not the right fit, or they can't do the job, or 90 days after they get hired, after all the training that they've gone through, they leave. This happens because of one of two things. Either you were in a rush, and that happens when you don't listen to hire slow, fire fast. The other reason it might happen is that you simply don't have a good process to filter out the good candidates from the bad ones and ultimately end up at the perfect hire for your law firm. The key to a good hiring process is that it's written down, it's mapped out, and the entire thing is cookie cutter, meaning you can follow the same process every time you bring a new person on. This way, you're not repeating mistakes in that process. In the book Traction by Gino Wickman, he introduces this idea of hiring somebody who's not only a good fit for the job, but also a good fit for the business, a right fit. When we develop a hiring process, our entire goal is to make sure that we have mechanisms in place to filter out somebody who's not a right fit or not a good candidate for the seat. The ultimate goal of creating the hiring process is to have a filtration process that's going to eliminate anybody who's not a good fit or doesn't belong in that seat. It all starts with the job posting. Remember, when you post a job, you're actually doing sales. You're selling your law firm as the good place to work that others should have a desire to spend time in it. You want to make sure that your job posting has terminology in it that's going to be a magnet to somebody who's in alignment with your core values and push away somebody who isn't. The next frustrating part of the hiring process is serial appliers, people who click apply to every single job that's out there on the internet. So what you want to do is you want to create some form of instructions that's going to require an action so that somebody who actually is trying to apply for the job will read through it and follow those instructions, and somebody who's just click and apply on everything will miss those instructions, and you can eliminate them from the process completely. Before I go on, if this information is something that's valuable to you, it'll probably be valuable to others as well. Click the share button and share it with somebody who you think can use the information. Once you have that first filtration done, you now have a pool of applicants who actually want to work for you. Now begins the work. You want to use testing to determine if somebody is the right fit and to determine if somebody is entering the right seat. Internally, we use specific tests that I'm going to share with you today. The reality is there's a lot of different ways to create this filtration process, and you have to evaluate and come up with the right one for you. Internally, we have a core values test. In order to determine if somebody is a right fit for our organization, we run them through that core values test. If they have a match to 2 or more core values of ours, we continue the process. If they don't match a minimum of 2 core values, we tell them they're not a good fit and we send them on their way. For the right seat, it really depends on the job that they're applying to, but we put everybody through a COBE assessment. We take a COBE C. The COBE C is done by the manager, and they take a COBE A. COBE then tells us a score. How do they match with the manager that they're going to be reporting to? And if they're a good fit for that position, we continue with any other testing that's required for the skills that they need to do their job. Like I said earlier, this is our internal process. You have to develop your own. The key to having a process is simply writing it down, going through it, and making sure it checks the boxes of what you're trying to accomplish, which is simply to filter out the people who are not a good fit and find the perfect employee for you. Team building is the topic that comes up the most in our coaching calls in our elite coaching program. If this is an area that you need help with, you definitely want to check out our elite program, see if it's a fit for you. If you want more information on how we can support you in this area, go to profitwithlaw.com/elite.